All right, guys, so I think this is going to be a pretty useful tool. So I'm going to share a little story about this morning and kind of wrap it up. So this morning, I literally did not want to get out of bed. I was so fucking tired when I woke up today. I had that soul tired, tired behind my eyes, tired, just like my body was tired. And that's, I know we've all been there before. So what I always tell myself, and what also helps me get out of bed, is to get myself closer. I'm like, all right, Adrian, I just got to get myself closer to my goal. So I got to just roll over, right? So I that's how I talk to myself. I'm like, just get yourself a little closer. It always helps me, no matter how tired I am, is getting light in my eyes and cold water as soon as possible. So I'll get up and throw all the lights on, open my eyes aggressively, because again, light stimulates you, and cold actually releases a lot of norepinephrine, which is adrenaline. So it's a quick little hack if you're having trouble getting up. But the biggest point was to realize that I just have to get myself closer. All right, and I think if you guys change the language internally of how you treat yourself, it's going to help in the long run, because how you ended up before was you're doing too much. And all of these things, if you keep adding things to your list, either nothing's going to get done, you're going to overwhelm, you're going to have a breakdown. What happens is so many people go to optimal and you're marrying misery. You're just marrying a negative experience. And then what happens is that's what you're chasing. You're thinking that success is misery, that to be successful, you have to be restrictive and feel shitty every fucking day. And when those things do happen, look, in change, there must be struggle. All right. Without struggle, there isn't progress, but that doesn't have to be so uncomfortable. So just understand that if you're in a mild state of discomfort every day, that's probably a really great thing. The days that things are absolutely horrifically uncomfortable is to lean in and think, what do I have to do today to get me closer? Not nail it, closer to where I have to be, closer to my 40 ounces, closer to my 12 minutes, closer to 2 minutes. Don't think about having to do it. Think about getting yourself closer to it. All right. That's been a real big mindset shift for me. And, on another kind of random note, when you guys start shifting that internal language, the only time you start to shift it is when you start to meditate. You create a pause. You can start hearing yourself for the first time sometimes, hearing what you truly need and understanding what you actually need in life, and letting your voice get very clear right through, because honestly there's so many distractions, it gets muffled around a lot. So think about that today on day 9, when we're moving forward, that days are going to be hard. And a lot of the times when you guys see me in the morning and I'm singing along, it's the same motherfucking song all the time. It's a song called Full Circle by this band called Movement. And what they talk about, I'll screenshot some of the lyrics, is, without struggle, there isn't progress. And that at the end of this, it's going to come back again. And it's going to come back again. So the universe is going to put shit in front of you over and over again until you deal with it. So if this shit keeps coming up, once and for all, deal with it. And that's what you're doing in here. You're dealing with this health thing. You're dealing with that. Once you start to accumulate skills, and skills naturally create discipline you can apply anywhere. All right. And when I first lost my first 50 pounds in college, I was 20 years old. And I had shitty grades. I was binge drinking, probably to the point of a major problem. And I just started I just was so uncomfortable with myself. I remember sitting in class having my gut always over my jeans, and it would pinch, and I was always uncomfortable, and I was kind of putting something in front of me. At 20, I mean, you're going out and you're partying, you're drinking. I didn't want to go out a lot because I was so uncomfortable, and none of my fucking clothes fit. And then I just started, and then one day I was on the rugby pitch, and I couldn't run. My shin splints were so bad at that point because I gained 50 pounds that I couldn't run anymore. I couldn't do anything that I liked. And I remember after that practice, I'll never forget it, I walked home in my cleats, took them off, and I just cried for a really long time. And I was like, I can't do this anymore, So I got a CD, and it was called Jimmy Eat World, the album. I distinctly remember it. And I couldn't even run to 2 minutes at 20 years old. I had to run and then walk, and then run and then walk. But I was getting closer to something. I was like, dude, I gotta just do something. And 2 minutes turned into 2 songs, 3 songs. In 3 months, I ran the whole album through, and I dropped 50 pounds. I was also taking a shitload of fat burners, and I cut out all my carbs. So for me, that was what I have to now go and constantly battle in my head, that I don't have to take fat burners, and I can actually eat way more carbs. And actually, when I eat carbs, I end up getting leaner and I feel better and I have more muscle. But I have to combat that narrative every fucking time. Every time, you know? So I'm in the same headspace a lot as you guys, and it's not like I don't battle those things. They come up and I address them, and I hear them, and I see that person over there, and I know that road. I know what it looks like. I know what it feels like. So a lot of these times, you know that path. Like, you know what happens when you do certain things, how you're going to look, how you're going to feel. So what we have to do is start to change that path and get yourself closer to your goals. And that is literally understanding what your goals are, understanding the 3 things that you have to do during the day, and just committing to today. Not tomorrow, not 5 weeks, just commit to the moment, commit to today, commit to getting closer. That right there, I wish someone would have told me when I was 20, running at fucking 8 o'clock at night because I had a piece of bread and I thought I had to run it off. You know, that's what mindset I created for myself. If I ate something, I felt like I had to go owe it to a treadmill for 200 calories, you know? And that was that's disordered eating. So I have that inside of me, and that person lives in me, and that's okay. I hug that person. I understand I didn't have the skills and tools, and I didn't have the support of understanding, 20 years ago, on what that all was going to look like for me now. And I truly believe that everyone in this challenge has some story, has something that we're like, you ended up here now. So understand that everything before this happened right now, you are co-responsible for. Yes, all these shitty things happen to you, but now you are responsible for that change. And that change doesn't have to be so fucking overwhelming. It could be 3 little things every day. But you taking that small ownership, for you to step into that next person, for you to take that step. We all want to be this intrinsic, like, oh, I wish I was Dave Goggins. I could get up and become a Navy SEAL. I wish I was that guy. I wish I had that girl. Those people. I want that type of willpower and motivation. That comes by starting small, by committing to little things, and you start gaining momentum. But we sure as shit are not going to commit to 30 minutes of daily movement, if 12 minutes is starting to become hard. So start and get fucking incredible at the small stuff. Get fucking incredible. All right? I'm not talking about great. Can you string together, after this challenge, can you string together 21 days if you did this all over again? And then you string together another 21 days, another 21 days. All this are a bunch of, your life is a movie of your habits. That's all it is. All right? So if we try to go the outside in, it's never going to fucking work, guys. If you keep going and looking at all the things you have to handle out here, it's never going to work. You got to start in here and get very clear. Okay, this is what I'm going to do for the next day. How am I going to get there? And then break it down. Spend 5 minutes with yourself, breaking it down and preparing. And that will help you get closer easier. What happens with NDPs make the process easier. Getting in a group with accountability and support makes it easier. Having a game plan makes it easier. Having a coach makes it easier. So we, Ammo Health coaches, my plans, we will make it as easy fucking possible, but I will never rob you of your experience of struggle. You have to go through those little friction points, but it doesn't have to be like getting punched in the face. It could just be like, boop, I'm just going to kind of slip that punch a little bit. So you don't have to walk out of this, beat up and it was terrible and you got up and you slugfest. Health is actually pretty fun and amazing, but sure, on the other edge, success and failure are the same fucking coin. I fail more. I will fail. If I was to add up everybody in here, I guarantee I failed more than all of you times 1,000. I still am like, I wonder if I'm going to get through this day without failing. It hasn't happened yet. Every day I make more mistakes than most people I know, but that's also the best thing ever, because I'm like, I bump my head along the way and be like, okay, how can I not do that again? And I formulate a small plan. I try to just not hit my face. It doesn't have to be that ridiculously complicated. So this has been way longer than I expected. It's 10 minutes long. Hope you guys think it's valuable. I'm gonna have to go bump it up on YouTube and put it on here, but please, stay in it. Stay in it for yourself. Make day 9 today, day fucking 1. All right, and reboot and get back in. If you've fallen off, get back in, get your water in. If you've fallen off, get your 12 minutes in. If you've fallen off, get your meditation and get one of them in. If all of it seems to get closer to 1, then get closer to 2, then get closer to 3. just get closer.